I did meet one of my good friends in town, just outside Subways. I never know I was gonna meet him, and he never knew he was gonna meet me. But as I was going past him, he called me, and he said, "Excuse me, do you know where the Purple Turtle is?" So he was going out to go clubbing, you know, and you know, and I gave him the directions, thinking that was gonna be it. But to cut us a long story short, me and this same person stayed in the same spot and was talking for nearly 3 hours just outside Subways. If you go downtown and the bus stop, they got the bus stop right next to Subways. I met him right out Subways, and we were just talking. And let me tell you what we was talking about. We was talking about we started talking about mobile phones. Then he started telling me, that he works in IT, you know. And I asked him, how did you get into working in IT? And I said, he told me that he was good at it from school days, He was always good on computers. And then he showed me on his mobile phone how he changed the layer of his mobile phone and add some more graphics into his phone. And, completely, it's like he designed his own new phone. It was a Samsung phone, but it's like he made his own Samsung phone. He was showing me all the gadgets he changed around and this software he put in his phone. And, I couldn't stop listening to him because, he knew his stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you meet someone who know their stuff, it's good to hang around with that person just to get some information to put on your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be a fool and walk away. I'm gonna listen to what he's got to say. And for 3 hours we were talking, and then after he took his rucksack, he had a rucksack on his back. He took the rucksack off his back, and he came out with a laptop computer. And I'm thinking he's gonna come out with an iPad or something like that. He came out with one of them old computers, and he showed me the software how he changed it around to make it be a new computer. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Yes, yes, yes. This guy, he was full of technology, full of technology. And it was, it was a deep conversation where he started telling me that, they've got a thing called the Eye of God, the Eye of God, where anywhere there's cameras around, the government or these top people can can watch us if they want to. Do you know what I'm saying? They can watch us. Deep conversation. And but it wasn't about the information he was telling me. It was the divine connection. It's like I never know him. I never know him. It's just like you're walking down the street, you meet someone for the first time, and imagine you talking to that person for 3 hours on the road. 3 hours. There must have been something what kept him in that conversation, and there was something that kept me in that conversation for 3 hours. Do you know what I'm saying? And after that conversation, after I left him, after he left me, I felt good in myself. I thought that, what I'm saying, I met a good friend. I met someone who can kind of educate me, and maybe I can educate him in some way. You know, and the truth is, this is the kind of person I am. You see, I will walk down the street. You could put me in London. You could put me in Birmingham. You could put me in Manchester, Leeds. It's hardly that you could walk past me and not get to know me. Not because I am looking for friends. Not because I'm begging for friends or I need a friend. It's not because of that. It's just the person. It's just the spirit that lives inside me. You know, sometimes, if I see something good about a person, I believe in telling that person. But people don't receive things very easy nowadays. Because it's the media. The media is promoting all the badness that's going on in this world. And people are consuming, yes. They're consuming all the badness that's going around this world in one traffic. And that traffic is coming from what we call the TV. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So when you sit down at home and you're eating your dinner and you decide to put on the news has been created from all different parts of the world and all different parts of the area and put together, collided together, put it together as a bundle, as a bundle. It's just like, if you're going to get Sky TV, they say to you, do you want the bundle? The bundle is where you can watch movies, you can watch sports, you can have the news report, and this is a bundle. You get the phone line, you get the internet, you got the bundle. And this is what the news does, the media does. It creates and gathers all information and gives it to you as a bundle. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. And we are the consumers. We are the one who swallow it all up. Yes, sir. We eat it all up. They tell us what's happening, and we start eating it. We start eating it. None time to digest it. None time to think about it. We just start eating it. And this is what the media is all about. But tell your neighbor, have you ever stepped out into the real world? Forget about the news for 1 second, because I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news because I believe that the news is designed to bring fear into your spirit and into your heart. Yes, sir. That's what the news is designed for. You see, I'm coming from London. You know what I'm saying? And I'm coming from where they call a rough part in London. Do you know what I'm saying? And even though there is stabbings going on where I'm coming from and shootings going on where I'm coming from, the place where I'm coming from, there is so much love between the people. It's only a small majority of certain people who are doing these stabbings and doing these shootings. But you who don't come from London and never been to London and never been the part of London where I come from, you would think that every part of London is a bad place. I speak to people every day, and when I tell them, they say, where do you come from? You got a little accent there. For where do you come from? I know you ain't lived in Reading all your life. Where do you come from? I say London. And then when I say what part of London, their eyes open up wide and they look at me a little bit funny. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, I just keep on being me, and I tell the truth, when I was living in London, I couldn't really be me. I had to have my guard up 24/7. I had to kind of put on this image, put on this image what weren't really me. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, and I don't mind telling you guys, the truth is that I am a person with a soft heart. That's me. I'm a person with a soft heart. I'm a person who will love you before I even meet you. That's who I am. I will care for you with not even knowing your name. That's the kind of person I am. You know what I'm saying? And not much people understand people like me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they believe that, that, okay, then why is he being so nice to me? There must be a catch. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when the salesman knocks on your door and says, look, we're giving this to you for free. The first thing that comes in your mind, there must be a catch. You know what I'm saying? Why is this person being so nice to me? The first thing that comes in your mind, there must be a catch. But just say if there's no catch. Just say if there's no catch. Just say that it's a person who's just being themselves. I mean, who do you want me to be? You know what I'm saying? Do you want me to be me, or do you want me to be an actor? You know what I'm saying? Because there's many actors out there. There's many people who's acting like they care for you, like they love you, but behind your back, they're talking about you and can't wait till you fail. Yes, sir. There's many people like that. You know what I'm saying? And those people are the worstest people to know. They are the worstest people to know. But a genuine person who speaks from their heart and has love in their heart, that wants to share the love wherever that person goes. What is wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I speak to this guy for 3 hours and we connect. We connect. It was like divine connection. Divine connection is like to say, wherever you go, you're gonna meet your destiny. You know, it's like it was written. I was meant to meet this person. You know what I'm saying? And even though when I was going downtown, I wasn't looking to stop and speak to no one on the way to town, but as I got outside Subways near the bus stop, walking past, a guy called out to me. He could have called out to the next person who was at the back of me or in front of me, because it wasn't just me on the road. It was a busy road, you know, Reading Town Centre is a busy road. But he called out to me and I responded. And he says to me, do you know where Purple Turtle is? You know what I'm saying? So I gave him the directions. And after I gave him the directions, I was just about to go about my business. But then he started talking to me. And then I started talking to him. And then, you know, there was, he noticed that there was something about me that he kind of respected. And there was something about him what I did respect. And we end up speaking for 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours, sir. Yeah. And what I'm trying to say to you guys, you know, be who you supposed to be. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. I say be who you supposed to be. You know, I phoned my mum. I did phone my mum. When was it? I think it was last week sometime. I phoned my mum, and I said, "Mum, you know, every day when I walk my dog, because I walk my dog Charlie, I normally walk him in the evening time, especially when it's hot like this. So I wait till about 10, 11 o'clock, and I walk him because the weather cools down at that time. But I phoned my mum and I said, Mum, you know, every time I walk this dog, my dog, I always see something moving around in the bush. In the bush, near the bush is where I walk my dog. It's like a greenery there. It's like a little miniature park kind of thing. And every time I walk my dog, I always see something moving around in the bush. So one time I decided to go closer to this bush to find out what was moving around in this bush. And as I got closer, I put my dog on a lead because, you know, he's quite protective with me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I put him on a lead and we walked close to the bush. And when I got to the bush, I realized there was this man sleeping in a sleeping bag near the bush. You know, and I said to him, you know, my first thing I said to him, "You right, mate?" And he said to me, "Yeah, he's all right." And I said, "Well, what are you doing here?" And he says, "Well, I'm homeless." You know, he's homeless, you know, so this is where he sleeps. He's got his sleeping bag and he sleeps in the bush, you know. So I spoke to him and I said, okay. And then after that, I carried on, continued doing what I was doing, walking my dog, you know what I'm saying? But every time I walk my dog, I always see that same man near the bush, sleeping near the bush, you know. And it's funny because most homeless people around the area, they normally mix with each other. But this particular guy, I didn't see him mixing with no one. And it was like one time it was about 7 in the evening. I see this guy in the bush sleeping again. You know, sleeping very early, you know. And I thought to myself, let me go and talk to him, you know. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's like, how would you feel if you was in that position and people just see you and walk past you? You see, you are what you sow. You know what I'm saying? You are, you know what I'm saying? It's what you give is what you get back. That's what I strongly believe in. You know, it's how you treat someone is how someone's going to treat you. You know, do you turn up your nose and say that, well, I've got a roof over my head? You know what I'm saying? He's homeless, he's sleeping in the bush. None of my business. Let me just go about my business. So many people do these things. You know what I'm saying? So many people do these things. You know, it's just like, I'm not trying to switch stories, you know. It's just like me and my friend was walking down the river the other day. We was riding our bikes the other day down the river. And these kids, these young kids, they're about 10. The oldest was about 10. The youngest was about maybe 8 years old. And it was girls and boys. And the girls were very young. You know, the boy was about 10. He was a bit taller, about 10, 11. And they were in the river where, you know, the boats go past, you know, and they were in that deep water, swimming in that deep water. And they were kids. They were kids. And I see adults, I see mothers, and I see fathers actually walk past these kids and didn't say one word to them. Not even if you're all right. And I'm not trying to make no one be like Nathan Brown. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. But I'm going to be me. And me went up to those kids and say to these kids, you shouldn't be in that river. That river is dangerous. The currency can pull you under. It's dangerous, you know. But they didn't want to listen to me so much. They listened to me, but they didn't want to listen to me when I told them to get out. You know, so I couldn't force them out. I know I couldn't force them out. You know, but I said to them, please be careful. Please be careful, because where you are is a dangerous place. Be careful. And, you know, I wouldn't feel so happy to know that if I went home and turned on the news and the news report said that there was 5 kids in the river and 5 of them drowned in the river. I wouldn't be happy with myself. I don't think God will forgive me for me actually passing the river and seeing these young kids in the river, and I'm just looking at them and walking by. You see, and that is not in my nature. That is not in my nature. So I told the kids that, you know, be careful, and please, you know, please be careful. And they'll all look to me and say, okay, they're gonna be careful. They're gonna stay here. They're gonna stay at the shallow end, you know. And I've done the best what I could at that time, so I went about my business. But I prayed in my mind to say, God, keep those kids safe. Keep those kids safe. You know, but so much mothers, even mothers and dads walk past these kids. And it weren't their kids. Obviously, it's not their kids. But, you know, if you're a father, yeah, let me tell you something. If you're a father, you're a father to many kids. You're not just a father to your own kids. You're a father to every kid you meet on the street. You know what I'm saying? If you're a mother to every kid you meet on the street. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to this guy I was telling you about who's always sleeping in the bush. So I see him sleeping in the bush all the time now for about a week. Every day I walk my dog every day. You know what I'm saying? And I walk him down to the same kind of spot. It's a nice place where you can run about and play around. So I walk him down that spot, and every day at the same time I walk him, I always see this guy in the bush sleeping. So one day now, I walk my dog, and I decided that I wanted to go Tesco's, because Tesco's is right near me and it's a 24-hour. So I went to Tesco's. I put my dog back, you know, made sure my dog had food, everything. Put my dog back. I went on my, I think I went on my bike. Went to Tesco's. I will start buying some food for myself, you know. And something in my mind said that, you know, buy something for that homeless guy. Buy something for him. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna buy something for him. But what would he want? What would he need? And I said, well, the weather's hot. It was a hot day. You know what I'm saying? He might be thirsty. So I bought him a big juice, a big bottle of, I think it was Lucozade or something like that. A big bottle of juice. And I said, he might be hungry, you know. And I start picking out the things what I like to eat. You know what I'm saying? You see, I start picking out things what I like to eat. But it's like the Holy Spirit stopped me and said that this is not about you, Nathan. Try and picture what he might want to eat. You know what I'm saying? Don't buy things what you want to eat to give to the guy. Buy something what you might think he might want to eat. So I bought some crisps, I bought some biscuits, and I think I bought a sandwich or something. But I put it in a Tesco bag and I ride over to the same spot where that guy was sleeping in the bush. And I didn't want to approach him too fast because obviously he's sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to disturb him. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know how he reacts, how he's gonna react when he sees someone that's standing in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So I called him. I called him from a distance as I was coming closer to him, and I said, "Mate, mate, mate." And I noticed he opened up his eyes. Then he kind of sit up from his sleeping bag, and I said, "Mate, I thought of you. I think you was thirsty, so I bought this for you." And he kind of said, "All right," but it's like he didn't want to take it from me. You know what I'm saying? It's like he didn't want to take it from me. You know what I'm saying? But he took it anyway. You know what I'm saying? He never take it from my hand. I just put it on the side for him, and he just take it. He did take it. And after that I said, "Yeah, have a good night," and I left him and I went back home. You know. But the next night I see him, and and then he said to me, thanks for the food what I did bring him, and the drink what I did bring him. And I said, did you drink it? Did you have it? He says, yeah, thanks for that. I said, that's all right, man, that's all right. We're here to help each other. And then after that I went about my business. And the next time I see him now is a time when I kind of spoke to him, and I said to him, anytime you need any help, my name is Nathan. I just live over that way. If anytime you need any help, I always walk my dog this way. But if anytime you need any help, you could call me. You know what I'm saying? You could call me, because I didn't want to keep on going to him all the time. Because going to him all the time, I don't know, I don't know. He doesn't know me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be a nuisance to him. I don't want to be getting into his business. You know what I'm saying? I just want to help the guy if I can help him. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, say, call me anytime. You know what I'm saying? And from there now, I said to him, one day, I'm going to invite you back to my house. No, it didn't happen like that. We were talking for about 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that he was a good guy. He seemed like a good guy anyway. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking for about 20 minutes. And I said to him, bruv, you know what? Anytime you're hungry, you're welcome to come over to my house to have some dinner. You know what I'm saying? And he says to me, yeah, thanks for that. That'd be cool, And I phoned my mum. I said to my mum, about this guy. I said, there's a homeless guy who I keep on seeing, and I'm gonna invite him around for some dinner at my place, And from there, that was it, So I see him the next day. I invite him around for dinner, and he said to me when I was dishing out dinner, I was in my kitchen dishing out the dinner. He was sitting down watching TV, playing with my dog, Charlie, So while I was dishing out the food, I said to him, how much do you want, And he says to me, not much, just give me a little bit. But something in my spirit said that, give him a good plate of food. So I gave him 2 pieces of chicken. I gave him a lot of rice and some vegetables on the side as well. And I dished out my one and I dished out his one. I made him a drink. I made myself a drink, and we was watching something on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? A film or something. We was sitting down. Not much talking, but we were talking a bit. Mostly eating the food because I was hungry myself. And this guy was eating the food, and like he said, don't give me too much. But if you just see at the end of his plate after he finished eating that food, when I'm telling you that plate was clean like a whistle, I didn't even need to. I'm joking with you guys, but I didn't need to wash up after. He cleaned that plate out. You know what I'm saying? Even the chicken bones were down. They were big bones, but they were down to nothing. And I said in my mind, thank God that I listened to the Holy Spirit, because this guy was hungry. You know what I'm saying? He was hungry. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to just show him that, you don't need to suffer on your own where you are. There is other people who's going to help you. There's people going to pass you, and people's going to help you. And going back to the media, you see, the media doesn't really promote things like that. The media only says that there's war going on over Asia, or there's war going on with the Americans and the Muslims, or this is happening and that's happening, and black people are too much in gun crime, and you know what I'm saying, you have to be careful because people are getting stabbed. That's all what the news really shows. And we as people, we consume all of that. And when we walk out there, we walk out there like shivering people full of fear. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't talk to no one. If you talk to someone, I don't know you. I remember one time I said to a guy, what did I say to that guy? He said, "You right, bro?" And he said to me, "Who are you?" "I don't know you." And I said, "I know you don't know me, bro. I'm just saying hello to you, bro." You know what I'm saying? So that's the protection and the guard what people put up. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it's coming from the media. The media just promotes all negative things that you think that, you know, nowadays you can't afford to get to know someone. You know what I'm saying? Just keep with your old friends. Don't make no new friends because you never know who you're making a new friend with. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a kind of person, like I said, you put me in London, you put me in Birmingham, you put me in Manchester, you put me in Africa, you put me in Jamaica, you put me in America, you're going to know Nathan Brown. You know what I'm saying? You're going to know me because I like to share love with the people. I like to get to know different people, different cultures. You know what I'm saying? Different cultures. I don't want to stick with one culture. I get to know different type of people. You know what I'm saying? And I learn from them and they learn from me. And I show them love and they show me love. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I am. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to know me, that's the way I am. You know? But to cut a long story short, anyway, this guy, you know, this guy had problems. You know, he had problems. You know, and he kind of got to know me, and not saying he took my kindness for weakness, but I noticed that he kind of, from being a nice guy, you know, he's very polite. I never hear him swearing. I don't like when people swear around me. Straight away, it kind of puts me off. You know what I'm saying? And some street people sleeping on the streets, they swear a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I don't help them, but it kind of puts me off. I can't be, you know what I'm saying? I definitely can't really invite them to my house if they're swearing a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take the food out to where they are. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's one guy near Tesco's, he's always begging, you know, and he said to me, B, he called me B, you know, and he says to me, "Bruv, I'm starving, bruv. Is there any way you can help me?" And I didn't have no money on me at that time, but I knew I was at home cooking some chicken. Yeah, chicken again, you know. So I just went home and like took 2 pieces of chicken out, what was just cooked. You know what I'm saying? Nice and spicy, Jamaican style. You know what I'm saying? I put them in a roll for him. You know what I'm saying? And I took it down to Tesco's and I gave it to him. And he was sleeping at the time. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Sometimes when you're sleeping, God will bless you. Yes, he was sleeping at the time. And I think he was with his girlfriend because the lady who was right next to him, she was homeless as well. And I said to her, "Can you wake him up?" And she tapped him on the shoulder and he woke up and I said, "Bruv, here, this is some chicken, but I give it to you." And the next day he see me say, "Oh man, that Jamaican chicken was so nice, bro. Thank you for that." You know what I'm saying? So I bless people that way. You know what I'm saying? I think about people that way. But anyway, this guy, he had some personal problems what I didn't see. I did kind of have an idea that he had some personal problems. Not because he's just on the streets, but maybe that's one of the indications what can tell you that he's got a bit of personal problems. You know, so I remember I was at home and I gave him my Facebook, so he had my Facebook to get in touch with me. And he messaged me, you know, we used to message each other and talk sometimes, you know, but he messaged me this particular day and told me that he's getting paid because he was actually working. He was living on the streets, but he was actually working. And he told me that he's getting paid, you know, on a Friday or whatever, but he said that he's going to London. In fact, the time when he was here at my house, he was actually talking to me about poker, the game poker, or something like that, where you play the casinos and you play it for money. You know, he says that he sometimes play. I think I must ask him, "What's your hobbies or whatever, what you like doing?" And that's what came out of his mouth. You know, the truth shall be told. You know what I'm saying? He said he likes playing poker and he start talking about casinos. But the way he was talking about it, like it wasn't nothing big. He was just talking about it like it's something what he does now and again. But that particular Friday, I remember he said to me that he's going to London and he's going to try and play poker. And I said to him, how much does it cost us, to play? He told me it costs about £300 just to get in. That's the entering fee, and he just got paid from work, and, he's willing to take £300 out of his wages to go to London and play a game of poker. So I didn't think much of it. I said to myself, wow, if it was me, I wouldn't take my £300 and go and play a game of poker, especially if I was homeless. I'd be looking, to save that money to get myself out of that situation. But anyway, he is he and I am I. You know what I'm saying? So this is what he said he was going to do. So he went to London and he told me, text me on Facebook. He told me that he's in London, but then he said to me that he went to the casino and he's got £1,300 in his bank account because he got paid from work. And he said that when he went to draw out the money from the casino to play the game, his bank must have stopped his money for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Something strange or something like that. So he said to me that, do I know anyone who can lend him, I think it was £100 or £150, and I just got kind of paid that day as well. You know what I'm saying? But I said to him, no, I don't really know no one, bruv. I don't really know no one, and, but he was quite persistent about it. He was, he was trying to make it sound like he don't really want it. And he was saying that he's going to pay the person back tomorrow because he's going to go into the bank tomorrow and sort out the money, and speak to his bank why they stop his money and give whoever gives him this £150, he will pay them back with interest. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of thought about it. But then I kind of said to myself, you know what? I only know him for a couple of days. He's on the streets. I brought him to my house. I gave him some dinner. Me giving him £150 is not to feed him. You know what I'm saying? It's not because he's hungry. That's why he needs his £150. It's not because he's stuck somewhere and he can't get home. You know what I'm saying? So me giving him that £150 for his gambling problem is not God's duty. You know what I'm saying? But the way he was asking me and kept on asking me, I kind of felt sorry for him. So there was a stage when I thought, you know what, I was going to draw out that £150. But then I said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I had much money in my bank account, and to take out that £150 to give to a person who I hardly know, you know what I'm saying, would be a mistake to do. So I said to him that I couldn't do that. And he said, do I know any friends who could do it? And I said, I don't really, but he knew that I knew a friend who, has a lot of cash on him all the time. So he asked me to ask my friend. So I asked my friend, and my friend said that, he's gonna want the guy to leave something where if he doesn't get paid back his £150, he's got something worth holding on to, you know what I'm saying, to secure that he gets back his £150. So I'm like in the middle now, kind of talking to both of them, which I shouldn't have done. And I kind of learned from that mistake, And, the homeless guy was asking for the money, wasn't happy about what my friend said before he gives him the £150. So I noticed that, his attitude kind of changed on Facebook. He started swearing, and it's like he was swearing at me. And I'm thinking to myself, what have I done wrong? I'm the one who see you on the street homeless, you know what I'm saying, bring you back to my house and give you food, make sure you eat good food. And I never know you had a gambling problem. But you see, the truth comes out, and that you're a gambler, and the story, what you're telling me, that, the reason why you got kicked out your house was because of your girlfriend's fault, and that it makes me think again that, that it could have been because of your girlfriend's fault, but the truth is because you're a gambler. You know what I'm saying? So he got upset with me. This guy who sometimes you try to help people, and people just chuck what you try to do for them right back in your face. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't take us off course, because you see, when I say we, I mean people like me are doing God's work. We continually keep on helping people. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in doing in God's work, you know? And yeah, so he got upset with me, and it turned into a big thing, not a big thing, but he got really upset with me, and I had to block him from my Facebook because I couldn't understand this guy, and I didn't understand why he was having a go at me when I was the one who was trying to help him, you know. But it's like God told me that you done your best, and you done it with a clean heart. So don't worry how he receives it. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, people, Some people, some people can't receive things because, you see, the media is consuming these people with all bad news and all negative stuff. Like to say, you mustn't talk to strangers. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I was a kid, I was taught that, you mustn't speak to strangers, But at the end of the day, you have to use your, how can I put it? You have to use your not common sense, but you have to use your, it's not always bad not to talk to strangers. I mean, not all the time it's bad to talk to strangers. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that stranger could be someone to help you. You know what I'm saying? That stranger could be someone to guide you. Do you know what I'm saying? But all of these things have been said in the media, and this is what the parents are teaching their kids, and this is what this life is coming to, that we are all on this earth together, but yet we're separate. Do you know what I'm saying? We're separate. The Polish hang around with the Polish, the blacks hang around with the blacks, and this and this and this and that. But God never designed us that way. God designed us to know each other, to share and to help each other. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to do God's work, and I'm just trying to be me as well. God's put in me. I realized a long time ago when I lived in London, when I was trying to give it the front, and give it the front. Like when you're trying to give it the front, you give it more extra than what you need to, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I was fake, but the truth is that, the part of London where I come from, you had to learn how to fight, and you had to fight to stand up, to stand for your rights and everything like that. And I weren't no fighter. I was a peacemaker. I like to make peace. Not because I couldn't fight, not because I was a scared person. I wasn't a scared person, but my true nature, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you this between me and you. My true nature is peace. That's my true nature. My true nature is respect and love. I will love you before I even know you. That's the kind of person I am. And it's like there's a woman. Every time when I see her, every time I see her today, she said to me, I said to her that the weather's cooled down now and everything is nice and everything. She says, yes, God shines his light on the righteousness, and she looked at me and she pointed at me and I point at herself, So we always give compliments to each other. She's an older woman than me, you know what I'm saying, but a nice woman, and she is one of my neighbours, and it's like that, it's like I could walk down the street, and if I see someone looking good in themselves, whether they're wearing a suit or a woman's wearing a dress, I would say, you look very nice today. It's like I see a lady the other day, she had ginger in her hair, you know what I'm saying, and I said, you know what, that hairstyle suits you, you look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I was trying to talk her, chat her up. I wasn't trying to chat her up. I was just trying to tell her what I see about her. You know what I'm saying? And those little things, when you say those things to people, you see, some people come out the house and they're having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? And some of them come out the house and they don't feel too good in themselves. So just that little word you say to them as they're going to work or on their lunch break or whatever. Oh yeah, those trainers look good on you, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that you look beautiful in that dress. You know what I'm saying to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Just those little compliments can help someone through their day. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that it's good for us to help others through the day. And it's good to see that if you see something about someone, it's good to prophesize, not lie to them. Just say to them what you see. You know what I'm saying? And and add on what you wish the best for them, the best for them. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, the blessings, you see, we think that blessings is coming from the sky. No, but God gave us the blessings within our spirit to speak it out to another, for the other to receive the blessings. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm carrying right now, whoever's watching me right now, and if you know me and you see me, yeah, I'm carrying one of your blessings. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. I'm carrying one of your blessings, and you are carrying one of my blessings. And it's when I see you and I release that blessings to you, and it could be a blessing like to say, boy, brother, you got a nice car, but I see you in a couple of years' time driving a limousine. You know what I'm saying? Right away, what I've done, I released a blessing into your life. You know what I'm saying? We call it compliments, yeah? And it is a compliment, but at the end of the day, it's also a blessing that I'm releasing into your life. What I speak, and if I speak anything good onto your life, yeah, what I'm doing, I'm just adding the success into your life. But some people, when they get spoken to like that, when they say, you look good today, bruv, or yeah, you look good today, my sister. When they get compliments like that, they don't know how to receive it. So what they do, they block their own blessings in their life, thinking that, what's his game? Why is he saying that to me for? But you see, if you check the source, I've got a good heart. My heart is good. I'm a giver. Even when I don't have to give, yeah, even when I don't have much to give, I still give. Even though I don't have much to care for, I still care. I can't walk past a bunch of kids inside the river, you know what I'm saying, knowing that they can have one accident or something can happen to them and they can die from that accident. I can't walk past them and turn the other way and act like I don't see them. I'm going to stop and say to them, listen, kids, you need to come out of that river. You know what I'm saying? You need to come out of that river. I remember there was a time when there was a teenager, well, not a teenager, it was a schoolboy. He was with his friends in town and they were trying to encourage him as much as they can for him to climb up, because he must have been a good climber or whatever, to climb up the highest tree in town. And he got halfway, and halfway was good enough. You know what I'm saying? If he did drop, he would have broke his legs. But then he started going up higher and higher, and I start walking past and I see what was happening. You know what I'm saying? And I said to him, bruv, and he said, yeah. I said, come down from that tree. And I stood there and made sure he came down from that tree. And I weren't his parent. And I don't know him from Adam. But I know that he's a young kid. And I know that the wrong turn, the wrong switch, if he drops from that tree, he could break his legs or he maybe even lose his life. And you see, I believe that God puts me, wherever God puts me, he puts me there with open up eyes. He puts me there with the Holy Spirit and wisdom to see what's happening in front of me and on the side of me and on the back of me. And if I see anything what don't look right, he gives me the courage to speak to what's not right. So if I see a teenager's playing up and it ain't right, I'm going to speak to them. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was same thing in town. I can tell you enough stories. You know what I'm saying? In town, I see these bunch of kids shouting. And you see that a lot of these kids after school, they shout. You know what I'm saying? So I thought nothing of it. But next thing you know, I look over there and I see like these kids, these two boys ready to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? It was about 5 of them onto one of them. So I run over there quickly now and say to them that you're not fighting, thinking that they were going to stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big man to them. They're only kids. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they weren't listening to the big man. You know what I'm saying? They weren't listening to me. I just see them dive on each other. And I hold one of them. And me and this kid who I hold, yeah, he was so angry. I've never seen a kid his age. He was about 15, 16 years old. I've never seen a kid so angry. And I'm not lying to you, he was so strong. You know what I'm saying? Because I hold this kid, you know what I'm saying? I hold him on his chest. I hold him. And this kid kept on tumbling around to me and him end up on the floor, rolling on the floor while I was holding him. Because he's trying to get out of my hands, trying to get to the next kid. You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't there, that other kid would have got beaten up so bad because it was 5 of them onto one kid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking for no gold medals. I believe that it's a everyday adult duty to do. You know what I'm saying? I believe that all of us has got a duty to do out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you get from this video, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to share this with you, you know? At the end of the day, the TV, the media, don't listen to the media. The media is just giving you all negative news. And if you watch too much of the media and you listen to it, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't just say the news, I'll say media, because you see, Facebook is media. You know what I'm saying? Instagram is media. You know, there's all negative stuff on these things. And if you take it in too much, when you go out there, you go out there like a shaking leaf, not knowing where to turn, not knowing who to speak to, not knowing what to do in your life, and you be shaken and you be scared like a shaken leaf. You know what I'm saying? But when we go out there bold, and we go out there courageous, and we go out there with our head up high, because we know that we're from God. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to do God's duty no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, God bless you. Forget about the media. Just go out there and get to know real people, because there are good people out there. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is named Nathan Brown. God bless you. Peace. Love you guys. Love. Peace.